creating a good basketball video game, which you have failed to do this year.
Period. You hear that? You have failed. Mike Wang, this new dribble engine that was supposed to be developed from the ground up, new after 15 years, the joint failed. Shooting has failed. Gameplay has failed for NBA 2K25. You guys have failed the consumer. And the 2K dev team needs to hear this because your efforts to develop a good basketball game have been made in vain. And I don't know if it's the dudes that's working 16 hours a day. I don't know if it's your fault or if it's just the leader's fault, the person who's guiding you, because he's guiding you wrong. And I'm out here thinking, hold on, maybe we need to talk to somebody's boss. That's what I'm thinking, because I don't believe that Take-Two, the boss of NBA 2K, I don't believe that them folks understand how the 2K dev team is looking to the 2K community, how they look to the 2K consumer. Because I think if Take-Two decided to do some sort of internal investigation, heads, they'd probably be finna roll. Shots have officially been fired. YAADMANG goes in on NBA 2K. I bet y'all thought that it was just me, huh? City out here always complaining. This is what creators do at this time of year. Every year, the 2K community calls the current iteration of the game trash. They attempt to make us look unstable. They attempt to make us look emotional. They attempt to make us look irrational. Neither of these reasons are the reasons why NBA 2K25 is considered so bad. They attempted to say that there's no mass consensus. The 2K community just doesn't know what they want. So Ronnie 2K and the dev team said all they can do is make the best game possible in their eyes. It's like we playing ping pong, tennis, or whatever new game, that pickleball joint, I don't even. Anyway, they hit the ball to me, and I just volley it right back. It's not going down, Kochi. Not today, man. We finna get into all the details. If any of you guys are new here, drop a like, drop a sub, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's get to the video.
It's AllCity. Load up that clip.
What's good, y'all? I'm AllCity. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. So, the 2K crew and the 2K nut huggers, they out here trying to do damage control. And I think they thought they had some. I think they thought they was onto some because not as many people were forthright with how they really feel about NBA 2K25. 2K attempting to point the finger at the consumer, at the gamer, saying that it's our fault the game is developed in this way. Last I checked, I didn't go to school for no gaming engineering. I didn't develop no game. I don't have 2.5 decades worth of experience developing NBA 2K. I'm not part of the company that sends out surveys to develop a mass consensus so you know how to market the game. That's not me, that's 2K. They are the ones with all of the analytical data, clear as day at their disposal. They receive all the feedback, and this is what they come to. 2K25. Ain't no way. And now more and more creators, they're starting to speak out on it. They tried to say we didn't have a mass consensus. They about to find out. YAADMANG goes off, no filter. He lets out what he really feels about NBA 2K25, and we finna react to that. All right, y'all, so we're here on YAADMANG Gaming. If you haven't subscribed to him, you might want to check him out. This video is speaking absolute facts. There's so many things that I want to cover in this video. This is why I decided to react, because as I was watching the video, I'm like, yeah, and this, bum, bum, bum. I said, yo, I gotta put this, I gotta make content off of this, man. We gotta talk about this and put it on the table. I wanted to elaborate on quite a few topics that YAADMANG discussed in this video, and we finna just get right into it. YAADMANG Gaming. Let's hear what he has to say.
It's getting to that point of year where you cannot ignore what's going on in the NBA 2K community right now. Everything that you hear from me in this video is my opinion, my thoughts. I'm not gonna be reading anybody else's opinion or thoughts. I don't want to obscure my own vision of what's going on. Started up 2K18, the worst 2K of all time. Everybody says that. If you put out a poll, they're gonna say that. Not including 2K25 on that poll, all right?
All right, let me ask you the question straight up so we could kind of get this out the way. In my opinion, NBA 2K18 and NBA 2K21 were some of the worst 2Ks ever developed. And I'm going to tell you real quick what leaves me discouraged about the future of NBA 2K, because in NBA 2K18, they were able to flip it. Even though the mass consensus was the community didn't like NBA 2K18 at the time and thereafter. They didn't like NBA 2K18. And I watched NBA 2K flip that around and develop NBA 2K19 and NBA 2K20. Some of the best 2Ks ever developed. So I always had hope for 2K. The next generation consoles ended up releasing, NBA 2K drops NBA 2K21 for the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. And they said now they have like more capacity, more room to work and develop and start incorporating some of the things that we had been asking for years. Basically saying that before the next generation of consoles, 2K saying that they were limited in what they were able to deliver to us because there were limitations on the consoles. That was the excuse at the time. Here we are 5 years later, and the game just continues to get gradually worse and worse with each release. Anyway, I'll let you...
Because I think there will be mixed votes now, and I'll get to that later. But I played the worst 2K of all time. I started my whole YouTube journey on that. We are about to hit Thanksgiving, and I have seen some of the biggest creators drop out. And if they haven't dropped out yet, their views have significantly went down. My biggest reason for this game already being what it is, the devs. What I mean by the devs is they are out of touch with the community. The developers are out of touch with their own community. And I say this from experience. I'm not going to speak on certain things. I have unfollowed all of the devs except LD2K. And here's why. I think the devs forgot that they work for us. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to sound egotistical, but they got a little ego to them. You understand me?
Hey, let me pause that real quick because that's absolute facts. And this is what leaves me Confucius when being a creator, trying to speak on my thoughts and opinions about gameplay and getting challenged by the 2K development team is absolutely mind-numbing to me because I'm thinking they're going to want to create something fun that keeps players on the game. And instead, they're so like laser focused on creating a game that's primarily based in simulation and realism. And I have to call cap because NBA 2K25 is the furthest from realism. If you look at the physics alone, like the physics engine, I've gotten better physics from games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. There was better physics in that game than I see in a sports simulation game, NBA 2K. 2K25 ain't realistic and nobody can convince me otherwise. But anyway, we'll let this joint continue on. He's going to talk about the devs here, which he makes some really valid points. Curious to hear what you guys think about that.
They forgot that their only goal is to create the game. I feel like they're too busy trying to be celebrities to where they're out of touch with their own community because they want to make the game a certain way and say, here, take it or leave it.
There it is. There it is, man. I'm sorry. I'm passionate. This is how I was when I was watching the video by myself because I shared the exact same sentiment. I'm here wondering why the devs are challenging the consumer. Why are they playing these little games with the consumer, laughing when the consumer, the people who actually bought the game, are frustrated with the gameplay experience? They're taking their job a little too seriously, taking the opinions from the consumer a little too seriously. And I get it. I understand why. They spend tons of hours. I know the devs work hard. I'm not denying their work ethic. It's not my intention to deny a hardworking man his efforts. That's not my intention here. But over the years, I can't help but feel like there's a lack of accountability on 2K's end. I know folks in the 2K community can be toxic, but 2K and the developers, everybody involved with 2K, they make enough money to withstand that toxicity. They sell enough games to have to take that type of heat. Consumers are always going to have an opinion about the things that they spend their money on. So when I sense this attitude, this sense of entitlement from the 2K development team, I'm like, hold on 1 second. I can't help but feel like the 2K dev team be hella petty. I can't help but feel like some of the things that have been incorporated into NBA 2K25 were only incorporated to spite the community, to spite the consumer. You know how we've made the argument in the past that we ask for some and 2K tries to deliver it, but with a weird twist that makes the thing that we asked for unbearable? We asked for the color green and they give us 50 shades of green. Y'all could take that however you want to. I'd even make the argument that 2K never gives us what we want. And I'm more so speaking about the actual on-court gameplay, not like little things like rewards and events and things like that. 2K, they've done a good job with providing us with the events that we ask for. But in regards to gameplay, it seems like the 2K dev team take the opinions from the consumer, from the 2K community, a little too seriously. And I'm out here thinking, hold on, maybe we need to talk to somebody's boss. That's what I'm thinking, because I don't believe that Take-Two, the boss of NBA 2K, I don't believe that them folks understand how the 2K dev team is looking to the 2K community, how they look to the 2K consumer. Because I think if Take-Two decided to do some sort of internal investigation, heads, they'd probably be finna roll. But anyway, let's hear what YAADMAN had to say.
Because they've gotten that big-headed. I don't think they have learned from the recent roster clear out from the CEO. The CEO don't give a damn. As long as he's getting paid, you might get cleared out, so you better get your act together. And I say this with respect. Too much times I've been seeing recently where the devs go on Twitter and they post some nonsense, completely out of touch. I think Mike Wang had commented in a response to Dunk Meter being broken with a clip of one time it's working, not realizing that the mass consensus knows that the Dunk Meter is completely broken compared to what it was in the previous years.
Absolute trash. Man, I mean, when I say one thing that 2K has always done well, one thing they've always developed well was finishing. This is why a lot of old heads love finishing. So how does 2K take one of the staples of gameplay development and manage to completely ruin it? Flipping it completely on its head, where it now is rendered damn near useless. Anyway, let's hear what he has to say.
The devs are so busy trying to be famous and trying to be egotistical because they're not realizing that we're not here to hear your opinion or hear what you like. You're making the game for the consumer. The consumer is what matters, not you. You are there to do a specific job. You understand me? It's not just, you don't matter. Just like when I was in milk, I don't matter.
Hey, I can't. I had to stop it. You know what? Let him finish this.
I'm a number.
Making his point.
You're a number. You understand me? When I was in the military, I was a number. I was a number told to do a specific thing to make this run. You are a number to do a specific thing to make this ship run, which is creating a good basketball video game, which you have failed to do this year.
Period. You hear that? You have failed. Mike Wang, this new dribble engine that was supposed to be developed from the ground up, new after 15 years, the joint failed. Shooting has failed. Gameplay has failed for NBA 2K25. You guys have failed the consumer. And the 2K dev team needs to hear this, because your efforts to develop a good basketball game have been made in vain. And I don't know if it's just the dudes that's working 16 hours a day. I don't know if it's your fault or if it's just the leader's fault, the person who's guiding you, because he's guiding you wrong. And some of you guys on the dev team may see the numbers and you're going to be like, well, the numbers say this, we sold this much. Give it 2 or 3 more months. Come back to those numbers and see how they look. And I'm going to be tracking this along the way here on this channel. I'm going to be tracking it all. So 2 or 3 months from now, I will be showing the numbers. And as it stands right now, the numbers are already in decline. It's already started. Over the last few years, I saw it gradually get shorter and shorter. The player base retention has gotten shorter and shorter over the last few years. It used to be a time that it wouldn't be until February or March that folks start getting off the game. Then it went to Christmas, and like YAADMAN's finna say right here, it's now Thanksgiving, and folks are already putting down the current version of 2K. Let's let him talk.
You have failed to do that this year, developers, because you're out of touch with the community that matters, because you want to build your own community, build a narrative of what really is just a small percentage of people. And that's Sim Nation. The Czar is the leader of Sim Nation. I think he unfollowed me a couple years back. Actually, last year. That's how I knew I wasn't going to Community Day before in 2K24, because he unfollowed me because Sim Nation had came at me for posting a tweet of me Steezo dribbling in 2K19. The tweet went viral, 4.5 million views or more now. They were just lighting me up and I was clapping back at them. He unfollowed me because of that. That's when I knew the devs were soft. They don't like anything that's not their opinion. Sim Nation has killed this game, 2K, the game that we love, and they're not even playing it.
Hey, hold on, because there's a lot of shots that's being fired at the Czar, and I gotta say, he is out there with the community. The Czar in particular, I think he's different from some of the other devs. I could be mistaken. I'm just going by what I have personally experienced so far. So anyway, let's see what you have to say.
You see, Sim Nation is like when you go buy, you look at this house and you want the house all the time. You're like, oh, I want this car really bad. And you get the car, you get the house, and you're like, I think I overspent on this vehicle. I think I overspent on this house. I don't think this was what I was expecting.
That's definitely NBA 2K25. We overspent the day we made. I bought the standard version. I overspent on NBA 2K25 the day I bought the standard version. This joint should have been free.
That is simulation, and this is what the developers have folded to. Not realizing, why would you go away from what made you rich? The developers, I believe, have lost touch with reality, which is they need to be focused on what is important, which is creating a good basketball game. I think they've been too focused on being celebrities and creating their own narrative and trying to go against the grain. They're trying to be the new age of developers that's going against the consumers. You saw COD tried it and you saw what happened. They folded. They had to go back to what made COD fun. Slide canceling, arcadic. I know people are gonna say, yeah, man, but basketball is realism. You say you want something until it's actually here. Random based. What's 2K25? Random based animations. This is the realism you cried for. Matter of fact, 2K25 is so real, you got one dribble style that you can use versus competition. 2K25 is so real, you're missing dunks now, wide open.
How many of those pro play animations are we actually making use of? Like, how many of them can we use? They added thousands of pro play animation to NBA 2K25. The number jumped drastically from NBA 2K24. This dribble engine was supposed to be developed from the ground up, brand new after 15 years. And this is the slow clunkiness that we got. Mike Wayne, you gotta do better.
2K25 is so real, you get plucked at any moment when you're going up for a layup or a dunk, and the player is at the three-point line and they'll get an animation and take it from you. You guys wanted realism. The game is slower than it's ever been that I can remember. The game is slow and clunky. You understand me? What's a recipe for disaster for a gamer? When you game, you want to feel in control of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
2K25, that's not the case. You are controlled by Michael Wang, the general. You understand me? I have a lot of respect for Michael Wang, but I've lost a lot of respect as well. All right, you understand me? You are literally controlled by, if Michael Wang says you're going to miss your shot, you're going to miss your shot. I don't care if you have a 99 three-pointer. I don't care if you have all legend badges. You have your takeover. When it's time to miss, you're going to miss. Same thing goes for dunking. I am a dunk meter fanatic. Every game I'm dunk metering, every single game. I am somebody that will used to green the smallest of smallest dunk meters to where people think I was zenning on dunk meters. I was Joe Knows 2.0 with the dunk meter last year. But this year, I will make 99% of my dunk meters when they are open. Contact dunks is a 50-50. And I say that with that still being really good, that it's a 50-50 that I'm going to make most of my contact dunks. Because this year, the average person is not making not even one of them.
Hear that? Because I know you guys are hearing 50-50. Well, that's not that bad. He's saying he's a super sweat at dunk meters. He's Joe Knows 2.0 at using the dunk meter. The average person cannot accomplish that many contact dunks.
Don't even want to attempt it. You understand me? I just like going against the grain. The RNG animations in this game have completely taken the joy out of what's most important. Because even if this game was to be left how it is with dribbling, which is a whole different topic, right? It still would be better if the RNG aspect of the game was completely removed.
Absolutely. If that's what turned me off instantly. How much Dave 2K has managed to dumb this game down, water it down, where I noticed ASAP. That's not me in control. And it lacks fluidity in the movement. A lot of things just don't make sense in the movement alone. In the physics, they're just lost.
RNG shooting, RNG dunking, sim heads, anybody. This is what the most important thing in 2K. Leaving the dribbling out of it. They screwed that up this year. Big time. Big time. I don't care how good of a shooter you are. I play against the best shooters in this game. I play against league locks in the stage, league guards in the stage, some of the best streamers and best players in the world in the stage on Proving Grounds earlier in the year. They're going to miss shots I've never seen them miss in years, including me. I have a saying in 2K25. This is going to be my legacy game. This is my legacy game. Because it literally feels as if one game, you're going to be able to have full control of your player, and the next game, you're going to lose 90% control of your player. And
you see, people are saying things like, well, this is the time of year that everybody says, 2K is trash, but then the years pass and then they go back and say this same 2K that everybody called trash is now one of the best 2Ks. That hasn't happened for 2K21. That hasn't happened for 2K22. That hasn't happened for 2K23. That hasn't happened for 2K24. We're in 2K25 and folks are still referring to the closest thing, which is NBA 2K20. It goes back even further to 2K19. Then it skips 18 and goes back even further to 2K17 and 2K16. Why ain't they talking about 21? Why is it when I stopped enjoying gameplay from 2K was NBA? I hit legend on 2K20, I couldn't even commit on any iteration after that. I couldn't commit. 2K25 looked promising because of the grind, and they got a couple of back-end things right to keep you incentivized while you're grinding out there. But the gameplay sucks. And it sucked for 21, 22, 23, 24, and here we are now in 25. I didn't start deleting 2Ks until the next generation of gaming started with NBA 2K21. Now, every year I've been forced to delete, or at least I should say I feel forced to delete the game because it's so far from what I'm used to. It's so far from NBA 2K20 and the fun aspects of NBA 2K20. Surely folks were complaining and saying the game was bad back then, but the culture was vibrant. Everybody was playing. No matter how much folks would say the game is trash, for NBA 2K20, 19, 17, and 16, folks played it all year. It was a common theme to say it was trash. I get that, but that didn't prevent us from playing the game and enjoying the game. The difference between a game like NBA 2K25 and NBA 2K20 is that you would have maybe a bad play happen in a game that you'll say, damn, this game is trash. That shouldn't have happened. The thing with the differences is that in NBA 2K20 and some of the great ones prior to that, you'll have 15 great plays, 15 amazing plays to make up for that one bad play that you thought shouldn't, a bad animation that you think shouldn't have been in the game. In NBA 2K25, you'll get one good animation, one good play per game. And then the rest is flooded with madness and mess.
And have to pray and hope that Mike Wang is on your side, whether that's defensively or offensively. That's a problem. That's a big freaking problem. Is there a way to fix this? I don't think there's a way to fix this year, guys. Once they enable the ability for you to make mistimed jump shots in the park, yes, believe it or not, they're still holding people's hands to this day. We thought they moved past it. They had a good run moving past it, but they folded. The sim heads that loved and cried for 2K to move in this pro play direction are the ones to blame, in my opinion, for ruining the game that we love, and the developers that created them. Because the developers created these spawns. You understand me? They gave them a platform when they didn't build their platform from scratch. And I'm speaking my mind because it's the friggin' truth, and y'all know this. You ever notice why there's so many creators out there like myself that didn't get a creator code, didn't go to community day, didn't get a logo only a couple times in my whole 5-6 year cycle of doing this YouTube thing for 2K, 4 years doing it, 5 years doing it almost full time. It's creators that will speak their mind or they don't feel like they can control with gifts and stuff like that. In my opinion, that's the ones that they try to stay away from, when the ones that they are uncertain about, like.
Yeah, and it's logical. I get this. So I don't have no ill feelings about that. I know my place within the 2K community, and it's always for the community. I don't need or want any parts or affiliation with 2K. None of my content has ever lent to that idea in the first place. So when it comes to Community Day, I know I'm never attending, and I'm okay with that. I've come to terms with that. It's not my intention to hurt people's feelings. The way I see it is just I've experienced legend runs for some of the best 2Ks in NBA 2K16 and NBA 2K20. I had a tremendous love and affinity for some of the older 2Ks, and I'm just heartbroken of the trajectory of gameplay development. So I'm wondering, like, what the hell are the 2K devs thinking to take this route when the game was so lit back in the day? Let this joint play.
I might be able to give YAADMANGAMING a logo, might be able to fly him out for Community Day. But I don't think this guy's gonna fold and just put us on a pedestal if we do bad.
Why do we need to fold? If the best interest is developing the best game, why do creators need to fold in their thoughts and opinions about the game? And I have a strong feeling that this is not coming from Take-Two, the parent company, or the big wigs within 2K. I have a feeling this stuff doesn't get to them. Maybe they're doing self-sabotage because they don't like working 16 hours a day and not getting credit for it. Could that be it? Is that what the problem is? Because that's not a me problem. That's a you problem if you don't like what you do for a living. If you guys know, Agent has spoke about this. Badge Plug has spoke about this. The devs want you to be, if you're a creator, they basically want you to work for free. And don't get it twisted. It's not the 2K devs allowing us to create, content on their game, allowing us to make money creating content based around 2K. That's not how this works, yeah? It's in 2K's best interest to have us out here, good or bad. All publicity is good publicity for 2K. So I think it's time that we start understanding everybody's place. We're gonna have opinions because I done paid money for the game. Whether that opinion is good or bad is what I share here on this channel. I'm not biased toward a negative opinion. If you guys are new, say you're new to the channel, over the last 5 years, you probably haven't seen me that happy. So I get it when you say AllCity, all he does is complain. But I try to dig a little deeper. I'm not trying to just complain because I want to think solution-based. I want the game to get better. I want to get back to having fun. I prefer to make content on a legend run. I prefer to make content on a game that I love to showcase all the emotions that embody what 2K is supposed to be. Unfortunately, the only emotion that I have when I log on to 2K25 is anger and frustration.
The only people playing the game now, like myself, is people that are basketball lovers, and that's it. You understand? The people that come, the seasonal fans, they're out. They're out.
Seasonal fans are gone.
And it's reality. It's reality. Last year, the game died before Christmas. This year, it died before Thanksgiving.
I guess what I'm trying to deliver here is that there seems to be a lack of development. It's like the devs are not diving deep enough to make sure that that transition between animations are smooth enough. It's almost like having a video play at 15 frames per second. There's information that's missing there. Is that not clear as day when you play NBA 2K25? It's slow and it's clunky. And even with it being slow, they still can't allow it to be fluid in its motion. This tells me that there's information missing. There's frames that are missing. 2K25 is straight skipping frames. Anyway, that was a hell of a rant, but I'm gonna let this joint finish off.
You mean to tell me all the animations that we got last year that was usable, that you push for pro play, that you put in the game, that you took pride in putting in the game, like the Kyrie Irving dribble style? You understand me? The LeBron dribble style, the pro dribble style, the Michael Jordan dribble style, all those animations, the Jamal Murray slide, like the behind the back, all these animations that you took hours and hours telling us that this is pro play, this is realistic, just to find out that no matter what you do, you can put a real person in this game. There's no way to make it realistic.
Thank you.
The only way.
Why do we continue to embrace this idea of realism when just because it's slower and it's more clunky doesn't make it realistic? That is not realism. As NBA 2K players, a lot of us spend hours in the lab trying to learn our jump shot. How you feel about that time invested when you go out there and play and shoot 1 for 6 one game and then shoot 4 or 5 for 6 the very next game? How realistic does that feel to you? Was it a you thing or was it a 2K thing? And if you don't play the game enough, maybe you haven't learned that it is a 2K thing. Because no matter how many hours you spend in the lab, you're never gonna master your shot. Like YAADMANG mentioned, this is Mike Wang telling you whether or not you're gonna hit your shot. He put a cap. They put a cap on skill. They put a cap on how much you can get better at this game. They put a cap on everything. NBA 2K25 is all cap. Everything they sold us, everything they marketed to us, all cap. And I've been guilty each year. I've been guilty of promoting the new features that 2K intends to deliver to you guys. I had promised you guys that if they did this joint again, it's over. I'll still talk about all the new features to keep you guys updated, but it's not going to be with the same excitement. And for every single video that I make going forward, every single one, when they start their marketing campaign for NBA 2K26, I'm going to make sure I reference everything that we've experienced up until this point. No longer, gone are the days that we will continue to be finessed. I will remind you guys what they said this year for NBA 2K25, that it was going to be a new dribble engine. It was supposed to be amazing. I will remind you guys what Mike Wang did with shooting, how he made it so difficult in the beginning of the year, how steals were OP for some people. I like the old state of steals. Now they're rendered useless, rendering quite a few of my players useless because I spent so much attributes on the steal. Now you take, like, steals are damn near irrelevant. I ended up making a build with high driving dunk. The patch rendered that useless. Does that stuff make sense? I will remind you of all this stuff for every single level of enthusiasm that I can gain for any future iteration of 2K. I will revisit some of this stuff that finessed a lot of 2K players. I know this was a heavy rant, but I think it's due time. Hopefully this inspires some other folks to speak their mind, speak their truth about what they're experiencing on 2K. Maybe you don't need to come with the same level of intensity as me or YAADMAN, but speak your truth. 25 ain't it. And if you think it's it, I'm okay with that. I'm not knocking you. I'm not saying unsubscribe or I don't want you to be here. If you think 25 is it for you, you just may not be playing the game enough. Play NBA 2K25 enough for enough hours, and I'm almost certain we'll develop a consensus hands down. 25 is trash in comparison to some of the older 2Ks. Is it the worst 2K? I'll tell you this. This is the only 2K that I ever deleted within the first week. The only 2K that I ever stopped playing so quick. Now, I don't know if that's a testament to it being the worst 2K, but what I can say is a testament to me being exhausted with the 2K development team. Tired, I'm more so tired of being finessed. I've already seen 2K18. I've already seen 2K21, some of the worst 2Ks of all time. 25 is on that list. Is it the worst? It's debatable, but 25 is right there with 21 and 18. And I'm sure for some of you guys, it may be the worst. I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts about that. Share them in the comment section below. If any of you guys are new here, drop a like, drop a sub on your way out. I'll catch you on the next video. Easy, y'all. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join the AllCity 2K Discord. The link will be in the description below. Find players and get runs now. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.